This is a stat production, baby.
I can see the new days, good vibes on my YouTube. Dark days never stay like a noonday. Here to shine light to the people. Power of three, Miss Clovinova, Mrs. Coco, Mr. Tony OG. It's the midday Monday lunch break hour for me. Clovinova note, yeah. Mondays at noon, Central. Clovinova note. Subscribe, tune in to the show. Clovinova note. Mondays at noon, Central. Clovinova note. Subscribe and tune in to the show. Let's talk about it. Who's on the line? Let's talk about it. What's on your mind? Let's talk about it. Hey Charms, you are now tuned in to Clover Nova Note. Now if you're new here, don't hit that subscribe button. And if you're returning, welcome back to KNN.
Well, hello. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of KNN. I am your gracious host, Miss Clovinova. I forgot my name. Jesus.
Have mercy.
To God be the glory. Thank you guys for tuning in to the show. I am here joined with my lovely co-host, my best friend of over 25 years, Mrs. Coco. And my darling cousin, Mr. Tonio G. Okay, so y'all, we put this show together last night, so we're gonna run through it, and I'm happy to talk about this because this is something we've been talking about sporadically throughout our conversations. Red flags. Oh my God, and I'm not prepared to put the banner at. Damn, red flags, y'all. Red flags in different scenarios. And before we do that, we always talk about our weekend. How was you guys' weekend? What's going on? Tony OG, you first.
Me, little me.
Start it out. You number one.
Oh my God. I mean, if you really insist. So this weekend was great. I had some in-laws come into town, and they went to the WWE match here in Texas. So it was my brother-in-law, my nephew, and then one of my boys. They all went. So my sister-in-law, my husband, and I, we went out, had an adults' day. So that was on Saturday. And get my days right. Yep, that was on Saturday. So we had a great time. Went down to the Riverside Mall, and I'm good. I'm happy. I only spent $10. You know, I was just like shocked. Okay, that there weren't extra zeros at the end of that one. I mean, this is
Okay.
I'm just saying, because it normally is that, but I only spent $10, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But I'm sorry. That's incorrect. That's the wrong answer. When we went shopping, that's not true. Yesterday, I went out with one of my good friends. I only spent $10 when I shopped that day. But when it was downtown, that's a different story. So on Saturday, but we did that. We went to the picture show to go and see Missing. If you have not seen Missing, you got to go and see it. Support me along.
Disclaimer: picture show is the movie theater. For those people who haven't.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know the picture show
Flatlines me with that picture show. When you say picture
we
show.
call it, we know what picture show the picture show is. Okay. That's when the pictures be moving and showing everything. It's the picture show. Okay.
Picture show. Okay.
At the picture show, we went to see Missing, and it's a great movie. You have to go see it. It's with Nia Long, and I forget the young actress's name, and it's just that quick. I'm gonna look her up while we're talking, but it was a really good movie, and it's just so many twists in it that I was just like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not it either. What the hell's going on? Okay.
Okay, because most shows are predictable. You can predict what's going on.
I know. Oh, the young lady that's in it, her name is Storm Reed. So she was in A Wrinkle in Time, the Disney star, young actress. So it's pretty good. And it's just really good. You got to check it out. So we saw that. Had a good time. It was so funny too. I gotta say this one little piece real quick. So we get inside the theater, and once we get inside the theater, somebody's sitting in my seats. Okay, now I didn't pay for these seats. I selected did these seats. I need you to move. Okay. So exactly, red flag all day long. I need you to move out of my way. So I come in. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I think you're in my seats." And it was an older couple that wasn't blessed with melanin, and I say to them, I said, "I think you're in our seats." And the wife, she's like, "Oh," or the I don't know, the female of the group, she was like, "Oh, okay, okay." She looking around, and then the male of the group, like, "Oh, you can just sit here." No, I can just sit in the seats that I pay for.
Now they're gonna suggest what seat
That's
you should sit in.
well, that's what I'm going to do.
You don't
So
own the theater.
uproot your bottom from our chairs and move on over.
Right.
So then we sat down, and they just went and sat a couple seats down. So I'm like, what the hell? And mind you, the theater's not full, but it's not empty either, right? So I'm like,
Right.
well, going to sit in your seats. Thought, left it alone. Then another couple comes in, another group, and they're sitting in their seats. So now I have to move again. Now they move and they go into another group of seats. And then sure enough, somebody else come in and sit down. I said, look at this.
So they playing musical chairs at this point.
Right.
You know, it had me question if they even purchased seats. I mean, there was just so many questions. There were
They
so many
probably
questions.
snuck in like the good old days.
You know what I mean? You know, like we used to
Yeah,
back and
let's
forth.
hope nobody has
You know, back and forth. You know, Ever Black. You know, everybody know about Ever Black now. You get on in there and get the. I'm just saying. But yeah, that was interesting. So that was one of the funny moments of my weekend. How about you, Miss Coco? How was your weekend?
Oh,
And y'all know I'm gonna apologize now, but not apologize. You know I'm a snacker, so I got me a snack today. I'm gonna put myself on mute so you don't hear me, but I'm gonna be snacking. Okay. Go ahead, Miss Coco.
Weekend was, I guess, a weekend. I don't remember it, y'all. Y'all know, look, when the day is over, the day is over. Okay. I don't kind of dwell on what happened yesterday or day before because I can't get it back. It's over with. So let me sit here and think. And I know y'all like, wait a
Did she
minute.
say she didn't remember her weekend?
It's not the first time, won't be the last.
Oh, that was a good weekend. You ain't remember it.
Because it's so boring. Like, I think, so let's see. Last week was a 6 straight day work week for me. First and last ever. So what happened Saturday? What's today? Monday?
Let me hit you with a question. How's Granny doing?
Granny is amazing.
Yes.
My grandma is doing really good. I talked to her Saturday for over an hour. Shout out to my darling older sister who took her an Italian beef. Let me say this. My grandma don't eat from the restaurant, okay? Grandma wants her food made in her kitchen by her hands, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Grandma wanted Italian beef with everything well dipped.
Mm-hmm.
She told my sister, bring it to me. And my sister took it over. Apparently, my sister stepped out the room. And when she came back, my grandma was already opening the sandwich and devouring the sandwich. So Granny wanted a sandwich. She's doing well. Hopefully, within a week or so, she'll be home.
Yes. Come on, Granny. Come on home, Granny. Come on home.
So my mom, who has been working to dust her home like day in, day out, rearranging her bedroom, all of that. So I did get a chance to see my mother-in-law. Hey, Granny Clarabelle. Haven't seen her since Thanksgiving. Talk to her all the time, but face-to-face touching. We went to see her Saturday. Baby girl was able to kick it with her all day Saturday while the king and I worked. So that was awesome. She cooked a delicious dinner and made a homemade peach cobbler. Oh, and I tell y'all, it was delicious. So I guess overall, I
got questions.
Yes,
I do too.
I got questions about this peach cobbler, honey. Let me know. Are we talking about double crusted, top and bottom peach cobbler, or are we talking about it crust inside?
bottom crust throughout. It was like crust and the peaches and crust and peaches and
the flakiness and the crunch on the caramel on the ooh.
it was like homemade biscuits or something. It was just so some people know about what when I refer to food being delicious, and I won't go into it now. But when I tell you it was amazing, like you were able.
So my question is, do you put mine up so I can come get it later?
I did. I actually we brought some home.
We did.
And it just
It's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it by 12. Oh, well, you know, it's past 12.
wait.
It ain't gonna make it by noon, and it's past noon. Oh, sorry, don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it was so good. I had some ice cream with it yesterday. Your piece that I brought home, yeah, it just didn't want to sit any longer.
I just told you. I just prepared you.
That batch is gone.
He
Jesus.
I just told you manage your expectations on that, honey. I just told you. I just told you.
red flags.
Listen, you right on the flag on the play.
And then I met with a good friend Laura and her husband Nick yesterday. So shout out to them and the twins.
Beautiful.
I guess once I really think about it, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, I did this, I did that. So, and shout out to my friend Charlie. Hey, Charlie, my friend. Shout out to his friend. Hey, Charlie.
Shout out to little bro Charlie.
Yeah, as on Mr. G as he chews away. So,
Now, Mr. G, is that an Italian beef dipped? Are you eating Italian beef dipped over there? What are you snacking on? What's today's snack?
So let's get into that.
No, ma'am. I am having a croissant. I have a nice croissant. Okay, that I got with some.
Yeah, we can't see it. You gotta hold it up.
It's a jelly croissant with some. Oh, I don't want it to fall, but it has some butters on it and some little bacon crumble that I put on top of it and let it lightly toasted with my tea for this conversation because I foresee there to be some need for it. But yes, yes.
I know.
No flags on the play.
So yeah, my weekend was great. Shout out to my darling younger sister, who just subscribed last night to the show. Thank
you for the subscription. Thank you for everybody who subscribed to the channel. We really appreciate that. Here at KNN, we adore the subscribers. Trust me, we have things planned for you guys when we reach a certain number. So don't hesitate to share us, darling. Sharing is caring.
And Miss Nova. So we know about your weekend, but what do you care to elaborate on your weekend? Oh, excuse me. It's no school today, so I have a couple kiddos running through here. So yeah, I see the head go that way. That just means I gotta talk to one of the kids. So how was your weekend, Clovinova?
My week was refreshing. It was recharging. It was rejuvenating. It was relaxing, and it was overwhelming at the same time. I'll explain. Okay, so my dad came in from Houston to visit us for a week, where he offered me a time to relax. He gave me some me time. Okay, for those of you guys who are just new to this channel, I take care of my mom. I'm her caretaker every day, all day, 7 days a week. 365 a year. This is the 4th year, and as rewarding as this responsibility is, it can be a little bit overwhelming. But mom's making good progress. Actually, you said no school today, but today is the first day of mom starts physical therapy.
I'm talking about. Come on, TT. Get it in.
Yeah. If I mute my camera, it's because they're calling to let me know what time they're coming. They're supposed to call this weekend, but they want to call the day of. So I don't know what time they want to come. So if I'm muted, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, we had a good time. My dad partied the whole week. He was lit the whole week. I thought I lost him twice. Scared me. because it's Chicago, baby. But he was out at night getting just lit, and I had to pick him up. So shout out to Dad for coming and turning all the way up, because I haven't done that since I was in my a long time ago. And I haven't done that. I haven't done that in a while. So he was like forgetting that, we age every day.
So really
Yeah,
quickly, how was the experience just getting him off? Picking him up from the airport. How was that?
okay, picking him up from the
You
airport, he
tell.
was already, like I said, he was lit. From the time I met him at the airport to the time he left, Dad turned up every day. Like this was his vacation. Although he was still able to help me with Mom, he got his time in. Trust me.
But like you say,
But
it was vacation.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he said he was telling my mama like, no, Clover's on vacation. Go ahead and sleep. I got this. I can do our medicine, and I got to sleep till noon for the first time in 3 years, y'all.
You're like,
I didn't know what to do with myself. Coco was calling me like, look, are you still in the bed? I was like, girl, yes, I am loving this. I didn't hear you, Tony, you were muted. Oh, he's talking to, I guess he's talking to a little.
There it is. I'm sorry. There it is. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Mic
you.
check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Ow. Okay, sorry. So that's wonderful.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah,
Must
so
be
I
nice.
dropped them off. Mom talked to therapy today. And, other than that, everything has been peaceful, positive, productive. And yeah, so that's my week. That's how my weekend went. Feel free, you guys, to comment below how your weekend went.
Look, shout out to Uber driver.
Mm-hmm. Very great sport.
You know what? Shout out. As I'm trying to remember her name, it was a Korean lady on the south side of Chicago that gave me a ride to help look for my father, because after the first time I thought that him and my mom got lost in Chicago, I downloaded the Life 360 app. Life 360, it's an app where you can keep track of your family and friends, really important to you. You get it's a track on the phone, and I still have it on there today. I can see where my dad's at in Houston right now.
Yeah.
But I put a track on his phone, and my car battery died, and he was going to charge up the portable charger I have in my car. After calling maybe 20 times, he didn't answer. But then I saw the tracker moving. If the battery dead, where you going? So I had to get in the Uber to go find him, to find my car was where he was at. But the tracker was somewhere else. And I thought somebody took my daddy. I thought they took his phone or whatever. My daddy was with his friends because he's from Chicago. So it ain't like he knew here. He was with his friends hanging out. And apparently they left him like 8 blocks away. And he walked back to the car in the cold. Now, imagine.
Friends.
Okay, y'all. He's okay. But yeah, so shout out to the Uber driver who helped me look around several blocks.
Yes.
For him. She was more, because I think she was a little more concerned than I was, because I'm like, where is he at? She was like, let's go try over here. And I'm like, okay.
Girl, because that video was running. She gonna try wherever, honey.
She stopped at the gas station. I went in there and asked them. They saw a short guy with a little suit on, a little jacket, a little brown hat.
Oh, Pip is there.
Yeah, he had his pimp suit on, and
pimp.
I'm like, Dad, they gonna think you loaded out here. But he was okay. Cold, but he was okay. So shout out to Dad. I can't wait till he come back down here. My dad is a character. Okay. This is I get a lot of my personality from my dad, because we are characters. We are. So that was my weekend. Yeah, so before we get into the hot topic of today, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, click the bell for notifications. It helps with the algorithm. It helps people find our show. It helps people to tune into all the previous shows, and it helps the subscribers grow so we can grow the shows. We can provide more for you guys. So share us. Sharing is caring. Share us on all your social media pages. We really appreciate it. And if you tag us in it, we're definitely going to, respond to your tags and everything. We appreciate all the help. Okay, so I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that to subscribe to our channel because this is not just our channel. This is your channel too. Everyone tune in. This is your channel. We invite you guys to join in the comments. Anything we're talking about, hop in the comments. We'll post it up if it's
Come
relevant,
on.
if it's respectful.
Come on.
And you know, you can
It's
tune in
not,
with us.
I'll be the one to respond.
Yeah, you do not have to sit here and just watch us talk. Y'all can join into open conversations. Today, as you guys have seen several times that I posted up on the overlay, we are talking about red flags. Red flags are warnings of danger, right? Red flags are like caution or make you reconsider whatever it is you're doing, saying, or whatever. So we're talking about red flags, and we're going to throw up some scenarios of red flags, and we're going to talk about what are some of our red flags, and we invite you guys to talk about what your red flags is in the comments. So use the comments, y'all. Share it, throw a watch party. Let's get into it. I'm interested. Well, we are more interested to see what you guys are coming up with because, like I said, we just made this motherfucker last night. And the first one is red flags on the first date. We kind of talked about this a little bit on a previous show when we were talking about dating versus hookups. So, what are some of the red flags that we look for on the first date? That be like, Coco, I'm gonna swing this over your way. What are some of the red flags that you look for, or you've noticed, or you know?
I can't relate, but what I would, I didn't date. But what
If
I would,
you were to go on a first date with somebody, you gonna say you can't relate. You dated to get to where you at now. See, the married couples always want to throw it in the face. They can't relate to. Listen, y'all date as a couple, right? And so, and the red flags, even when y'all married. That's a good question. Is it a red flag in a relationship on dates when you're already married? What are some red flags that you'd be like, this is
I don't know.
like showing up late? I'll come up with some.
I'm always late.
Yeah.
I,
So you're the red flag.
Not you're the red flag.
no. So if there was a red flag for my husband, it would have been the day of our wedding when I was like 3+ hours late. He should have been like, I am out. I am no longer waiting.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I'm
You were
sorry.
three.
Let's rewind.
Yes.
How were you? What? Why? And how? Please elaborate. Please expand.
Yeah. So he stayed at his mom's house the night before the wedding.
Okay.
I was home alone. And I knew that when we came back to the home together, we would be officially married. So what I did, I cleaned from top to bottom the house, just changing linen, wiping everything down with bleach. It was just me in that house, music. Shout out to Kales because I was listening to R. Kelly. I did not sleep the day before. I did not. I was just, cleaning. So I was cleaning from that night until that morning. My wedding party started showing up to the house. And I'm like, what are y'all doing here? And they're like, what are you doing? Why are you dressed? But when they came in, I was still in my zone. I was cleaning, rearranging furniture. I wanted our home to be new and fresh for us as a married couple when we got back in there together. Because I knew we were going straight from the reception to our honeymoon. So I was just really excited about the house smelling good and looking good. So when he came home, it's just like, oh, you were working. Yeah, and then I was getting all these calls, like the limo is outside. He's been out there for a long time. And I look out the window, and sure enough, the driver is sitting there. And I think that's when I started getting nervous. Like, oh, I'm late. So
Mm.
needless to say, I had to hurry up and get dressed. I was doing liner in the car. Like it was, yeah. How did we get on me? How did this even?
This is your question.
We were talking about first date. You decided to hit us with this bombshell. So 3 hours of you being late. No one called your phone and be like, "Where are you?" No one was telling you an hour after you were late, like, "Where's Coco?" No one checked
I
on
was
you.
getting calls. I just remember taking the call about the limo had been outside and he was about to leave.
So
So
you would have been cleaning the house. He probably been like, "Oh, she changed the man," and been
yeah,
like, "Let me go with my life." And you
yeah,
been stuck there by yourself
Mm.
with a clean
for the
house.
house.
So it didn't dawn on you that you were going to be married after that day, like a week before the wedding, to get the house in order. Like you waited till the day. That was nerves. You were
No,
nervous.
I know, and I think about it to this day. I was very much so nervous. I left the veil at home.
Uh,
Um, what
Were
else?
your feet cold? Your feet were cold.
Oh, I think I was just in a zone. Like, so those that know me knows I'm late for everything, and it's not on purpose. Yesterday I had a meeting, right? I was on time. I got a text message from Miss Laura like, be careful, it's icy outside. I'm like, oh crap, okay. One of the cars didn't start. See, I was going to be on time, but
Then she started off saying she was on time.
I thought I heard her say I was on time for the meeting.
again, I was like 20 minutes before I got the text message. So it's only around the corner. So
Okay.
I would have been like early for the first time.
Wow.
Would have been
My
early.
employer, they deal with me. I am late every day, but I do leave work on time. Although I'm late at 6 o'clock, gotta go.
Of
But
course.
I have a question. Sex nights on the first date. If someone comes on the first date and they're talking about sex, boop, 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 gotta go.
Thank
That's
you.
Mm.
not
Okay, now we're back to the show, you guys. Back to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're talking about red flags. We had a brief intermission talking about her wedding, but we're
I
back.
Oh my
didn't know
goodness.
it, y'all. I'm sorry. No, they asked the question.
But that's noted that you were 3 hours
Yeah.
late to your
Yeah.
wedding. I'm gonna note
Yeah.
that.
So yeah,
Okay.
if a person is talking about and of course on the first date, I would say that should be the last. If they're saying talking about like the reason they're not in a relationship anymore, like the past relationships, and it was always someone else, not them, I would say that's a red flag because I'm
So
sure.
wait, okay, because like I said before, another episode, I'm a little rusty with dating. So you do not ask a person why they single, because sometimes people ask you like on a date. I don't know if you know this or not, but on dates they be like, "So why are you single? You seem like a nice person or whatever," and
I
then
can see
they'll
that question coming up, but I was just saying
Yeah.
the person is like, well, because she was doing this, the last one she did that, she did this. I'm not with her because of this. He's faulting everybody but himself. That person
mm,
takes some sort of accountability and say, well, I did this. If a person is like, look, I cheated because I was bored, she didn't want to be with me, I didn't want to be, whatever the reason is, okay, that's somebody owning up to what they did. But if it's just always the other person, then it's really them. So yeah, don't go on a first date talking about previous relationships or sex, how much you make. That is not a first day kind of conversation.
at all, you guys. That is a complete red flag.
Yeah.
Um,
What about you, Mr. G?
Well, you just took mine, so I'm trying to think of something different now. But
Uh,
no, I think definitely finances is not something that you should talk about on the first date. That's not a first date
Definitely,
conversation. I
yes.
mean,
No
whether or not
finance.
what you do for work, is a safe question, and to talk about, you guys' career, aspirations. But I think that is, I think that's good. And don't talk about marriage on the first date either. I think that's another red flag. So I'm
mm,
talking about, oh, we're gonna get married tomorrow. Well, time
yeah.
out now. Hold on. I just met you.
I've been
Flag
a
on the
victim.
play.
I've been a victim of that. When back in the day, I used to ask people like, "Do you plan on getting married?" And is marriage your thing? I think I wanted to know because some guys have been married, but they'll never get married again. So I wanted to know if I'm dating you, do you see a marriage in your future, or are you totally against? Some people are totally against marriage. Like, if we happy, why we gotta get married?
And that could be a reason that you're
And that's
single.
okay.
I mean, mate, listen, I don't know. Your guess is good as mine. That could be it. That could be it. Um, I have one. So someone who only talks about themselves. Like it was a red flag if you're not asking me any questions. Like, if I'm asking you all the questions, how many siblings you have, what do you do for a living, what are your hobbies, what are your goals, and you're just answering all my questions. It's even if the conversation is going good and you're answering them well. If you're not asking me about anything, then you're not that interested in me.
True.
I have an issue with that. Sorry, y'all. Let me see. Any other ones on the first date? Y'all comment. Any red flags on the first date? Let's go to the next one. What about when you're already in a relationship? Okay, so the date process is passed. Now you guys are dating. What are some red flags that'll make you change your mind about dating someone? I'll go first. There's something to be said about someone who doesn't at least have one family member that they talk to. Like, if someone's just a complete, like, I don't mess with nobody in my family. Chances are nobody in the family messes with you. In my mind, my opinion. I just a little red flag that goes up, like, I wonder why. Because I have family members I'm not really close to, but I would talk to them if they talk to me. But if you don't like your mom and dad, and they're not like criminals or abusive parents, whatever, then for me it's a red flag.
I don't necessarily agree with that because there's several people that I don't associate myself with.
Several, not all of them.
Most.
Okay, Tonio.
Yeah, I would have to say it all depends on the family, right? I think that there are some individuals who cannot and just will not be able to mesh with their family for whatever the reason may be. It could be because of their religious beliefs, their personal beliefs, their lifestyle, sexual orientation, taken from LGBTQ plus perspective. That some families don't want anything to do with you because that's the way you guys were raised. So I think saying that if someone doesn't want to be around a family, they don't communicate with anybody in their family, I think that could be a little difficult unless they explain it to you as such. If they just say, "Oh no, I'm just gonna mess with them because they're just not, because we're just not close." Well, why are you not close? If there's no tangible, real reason behind it,
Right.
then why don't you pull out that olive branch and just go ahead and try to communicate with them? But if you're just an asshole and they don't want to talk to you because of your personality, and that's a whole different, topic. So I mean, I think there's both sides to it. Just really have to really look at the reason why. What's the reason why no one in the family is speaking to that one specific person?
Yeah, it's a red flag, not a deal breaker. Just a little flag that goes up, like, I wonder why.
But it could be that the person is coming from a family that's alcoholics, drug
dealers,
the whole family.
Yeah,
cartel.
they can.
They out there.
Yeah,
The mafia. What you talking about, girl? They out there.
Okay. I mean, if that's explained, then I guess the red flag will go down, but it'll definitely go up once you tell me and you don't speak to nobody in your family. Because
Well,
I'm
I
like,
send off a lot of red flags because I will come into a conversation with a person just in general, telling them that I don't have friends. It's not me. I am just very authentic and I tell the truth. And sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. Just
I
like you,
shall let you because who am I?
my friend.
Okay.
I don't have many friends. I have a,
Handful. Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of the best people have very little friends. So it's like, I think the more friends, more drama. If he or she is an alcoholic, then it's a red. You know what? If we're on a date, or if you're drinking like excessively, and I can't commit, definitely a red flag. Like you can't communicate, and the souls will talk. The
Listen,
souls, so the spirits will tell you.
if you can't hold your liquor, it's a red flag for me. I'm gonna need you to be able to have a drink of 3 or 7 and still
Not
be able, or 7
Not a
and
drink
still
of
be able to acclimate to the environment. Okay, I, I
that's
still need you.
a,
I need you to be able to perform after 7 drinks. If you can't perform after 7 drinks, we have a problem. Okay.
That's some good times you can have. Well, if you drinks or whatever. But if you turn into a
No,
gangster or a mafia or a military drill sergeant when you get drunk, or an unfunny comedian, we're probably gonna have to dial back that title we have about in a relationship. We just yeah, that's definitely a red flag in a relationship. What about you find out that they have someone else on the side, like in a relationship? Like you find out, is that a red flag? Like, okay, rumors about someone cheating in your relationship.
are rumors a red flag? I
Are
think
rumors red flag?
rumors are a red flag. Yes, I can see rumors as being a red flag but that's. I think this is just from my perspective. I think that if you don't truly trust someone, anyone can say something to make it a red flag.
Right.
I'll put it into that perspective, especially if you're just dating, right? If you're just dating somebody, getting to know someone, anyone's input can be considered a red flag. So rumors, in this
Yeah.
case, right? If someone says, "Hey, I seen such and such out with this young lady or with this one guy," blah blah blah. Well, what do they look like? Oh, they look like this, and you don't know that person. That could be a red flag for you. Oh, this person out here
Yeah.
cheating, or who? I wonder who this person is. And then all these, you start connecting dots where there aren't any, and then catastrophizing and making this whole scenario. Then come to find out that was really just his cousin or her
Yeah.
brother or sister or whomever that you just hadn't met yet, because that's where you
Right.
guys are in your relationship. So I think it's just you just got to be careful when it comes to rumors in general, I think.
Yeah. I think
jealous,
that. You said
What you
what?
say?
jealous friends that's gonna tell you that they
Yeah,
seen somebody and it wasn't, and yeah.
yeah, that part
Yeah.
too.
Hmm.
Yeah. They're definitely red flags, but they don't necessarily turn into the white flag. They don't have to be like, I give up. This is over with. So red flags are just warnings of danger. They're not the, conclusion of the relationship. Just to put that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, that was some good
Hmm.
red flag. Anybody in the comments? Y'all put y'all red flags in a relationship. Next, what about when you're meeting the in-laws? What red flags go up when you're meeting your significant other's people? What do you consider? Like I've been told you can learn a lot about someone by the people they hang around and what the family says about them. But like you said, jealous friends, it could be jealous family members too, right? So
Oh
what
yeah,
are some red flags that you be like, now I don't know about this person because your cousin or your mama or your grandmama
yeah.
said.
Oh, story
Okay,
time. Story
there we
time.
go.
Listen here. All right. So back in the day, way back in the day, I was dating this one guy. Yeah, and he would always say, "Hey, can you go and pick up the liquor?" Or, "Oh, I don't want to go to this club because it's whack." Um,
Underage.
and That's what it was, but I didn't put any of
It's
that
story
together.
time.
Sorry.
It is. I mean, but that's what it was. So we went, and it was his mom's birthday, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my mom's birthday. I got to figure out what I'm gonna do." I said, "Oh, let's go pick her up. Let's go take her out to eat. What's one of her favorite restaurants?" He was like, "No." Now, mind you, I haven't met his mother yet. He was like, "No, no, I don't want to do that." I said, "It's your mom, dude. Let's go pick her up. Of course, my treat, and I want to take her out. It'd be a great chance for me to meet her as well. Let's go." At this point, we've been together for about 5-6 months, I think. Yeah, 4 or 5 months, somewhere around there. It's definitely less than a year, maybe less than half a year. But so anyway, finally convinced him to say yes. So the 2 days leading up to that, he was like always gone. The way he's always at my mom's house. I said, okay, whatever. Spending time with his mom, I didn't care because I trusted him. There was no issues. But when we got to his house, and got to his house and met his mom, I was like, this bitch look good, I'm like, man, mom is snatched. Okay. I said, my mom looks young, like she could be my sister, but his mom was like, oh my God.
Little
and
sister.
Then, you know what I'm saying? I was looking around. I walked into the house, and she was just like, oh my God, just looking at me. She said, "You're a very attractive guy." I said, well, thank you, man. I said, you are giving it. You look beautiful. You look gorgeous. You look really good. And she's like, well, thank you. And then he was just sitting there just nervous the whole time, just nervous. I'm like, what's going on? I was like, relax. I almost said his name. I was like, relax, dude, just relax. So, right. So and then his mom told him to go and do something. And he was just looking up at her, looking over at me. I'm just like, what's wrong with him? And she said, go do X, Y, and Z like I told you. And he's like, yes, ma'am. And then walked off and left. So when that happened, she said, you seem like a really nice guy. I said, well, thank you. She said, but what were your intentions with my son? I was like, my intentions? I said, I don't have any intentions right now. We're just dating, get to know each other. And if things progress further, then they do. She says, well, do you always date young? She said, I'm assuming that, at this time I was in my late 20s, early 30s, maybe. She said, I'm presuming you're like in your late 20s or early 30s, just because of what he said, not because of the way you look, but the fact that you've been in the military for so long. I was like, yeah. She said, well, he's just a baby. I'm like, a baby? What are you talking about? Child. Mm-hmm. When she told me, she said, he's only 19. I said, excuse me? Excuse me, say what? She said, yeah. She said, you didn't know that? She said, say this name. Get your ass up here right now, and called him up them stairs. Child. She said, is this, and embarrassed the hell out of him in front of me. It was really bad. She said, is this the reason why you came to this house and here cleaning up and moving all this stuff around and changing your room around and putting everything in the basement? I mean, she was just letting it all out. And I was like, wow.
He put his toys in the basement.
He put all the toys in the basement, honey. Took the stuff off the walls and everything. And I was so
wow.
And she said, well, look, and showed me his little graduation picture. And child, that joker said 2009. And I said, oh my God. I was shooketh. I was shooketh. Okay. So, but yeah. So that whole thing took place so I had immediately said, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I still want to take you out to dinner because that was what my plan was for today. I'm a man of my word. So we still took her out to dinner. He was sitting there uncomfortable with attitude. I didn't care. Me and her were talking about school and everything. She was just a few years older than me, so we were kicking it. We were kicking it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So how you doing, Mama? How you?
Right, great. So, hey, have you been over the pastures? Yeah, I went to pastures. Girl, we should go there one day.
Yes, he'll have the kitty meal, please. Thank you. Okay.
Right, exactly. So,
oh my God.
Time for that segue.
At that time?
Happened?
Did you end that relationship?
Yeah. We ended up ending that relationship. We ended that relationship big time. I mean, he tried. He was like, well, it shouldn't really matter. We've been having a good time lately. I said, but no, Rash, we really haven't. I mean, if I really want to peel about the onion here, I mean, we don't go nowhere because you can't go on it nowhere. I mean, you see what I'm saying? I
Right.
can't bring you to any events because you don't know the topics. You always say, "Oh, that's stupid. I don't like that," but you don't know nothing about it. Okay, I mean,
Baby.
yeah. So
Hard.
yeah, that relationship ended after that very, very swiftly.
Mm.
Wow. Do I have any in-law red flags? I think the in-laws bringing up the exes is a red flag too. Because what
Mm.
if they just don't like you, but they like the ex person, but he told you that he broke up with the ex person because of this and that. That kind of is a conflicting red flag. 'Cause I don't know if the family members are lying or if you're lying. Because if you broke up with the person, but the family members like the ex and don't like you, then oh, I like the other girl. You with her now, and what happened to such and such? The names start popping up, and they like, no, this is that's a red flag. Cause are you still talking to her? Cause how long ago was this? So I look for stuff like that too. And
Mm.
I don't know, Coco, did you meet any of hubbies? And oh, I don't want to put you on blast. Not even gonna go. We ain't gonna say about. We ain't gonna talk about hubby. We're talking about back in the day. Any in-laws you met that you was like, I don't know about him now.
No, but what I would say is I am that cousin and sister that everyone will bring a girlfriend around, or even just a female that they're hanging out with. And I would, the jokester. And I'm like, oh, that's not the same girl that was here last week or yesterday. So I am known in my family to be that one that's always doing it. So
Because that's
I
exactly what I was
told
talking
y'all
about.
I was
That's
gonna
what
need this tea today, honey. I'm trying to
we'll just
tell
we'll
you.
just call this T.
Right. Mm.
no, so seriously, that's me, and it's just a joke. Um, I used to always find it funny to see the females' reaction, like, "Well, who is she talking about?" Or I'll be like, "Hey," and call them a name, and they're like, "Well, that's not my name," and I'm like, "Oh, I thought she was the one from, last week." But again, my brothers, my cousins, they all knew that that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So when I met one of my husband's cousins, "Hey, cousin Sharon," she did it to me.
Mm.
Oh,
Reverse, reverse, reverse,
what goes
reverse.
around comes around.
I mean, what you bring her over here for? Like, do you even like her?
Wow.
I'm like, you gonna have to get me up out of here because this gonna
Mm.
be in a family in a minute. Not
Oh,
like, wait a minute, girl, that's the same thing you do and always have done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was in character just like I would be in character when I'm talking to, the girls and women that will come around. But to have it thrown back on me, I was like,
and
shit.
swallow that medicine you've been dosing out, huh?
And the Leo started coming out of me, and that's
Because
what.
y'all may not know this, but Mrs. Coco is a secret private investigator herself. So if she has clues and context about someone, she's going to do some investigation. So I'm
Absolutely.
sure when someone said she's not the one you brought last weekend, she was just like, okay, what was her name? What's her date of birth? And when you look up who sealed this precedent, oh my God.
But it was cute. It wasn't cute at the time again because I'm like, who the fuck is she? What
Right.
is
I'm
he?
about to put the I in PI on this
I'm like,
bitch.
because when I gave him kids,
Kid.
he can't go nowhere. And it was just done to me what I've always done to others. Did I learn a lesson in that? No, because when I still bring them around, I still will say, who is this? Why you bring her around? You bring yeah, I'm that
Papa, who this person?
close.
Papa, who this woman?
They love me. Once they get to meet me, like, oh, you funny, you crazy. But in that moment, they face like, what is she talking about?
Mm.
But no, I haven't had anything that was like, okay, he didn't tell me this or anything like that. So yeah, I don't call them in-laws, but I love my extended family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to extended families.
'Cause we are family. Giant tree. Reaching out to the sky. We are a family. Okay, I got the look.
And cut.
All right. Okay. 49, 45. Okay. Um, red flags. Red flags at work. What are some red flags you look for when you starting a job or you're going in there and you're just like, nope, I ain't gonna be here long. Let me go get this check or whatever, because this is not for me.
When everybody try to pretend that they're the boss.
Oh, ain't it
Mm,
always
that's
somebody
true.
at a job
Entitled to their
trying to run some shit? Like they a
Mm.
Leo. I'm like, you a Leo? Just sit your ass down. What you doing?
No, when you have a red flag is when you're sitting in the meetings and the boss asks a question and nobody answers. It's like, oh,
Do you answer?
don't
Do you
nobody want to be a part of this? Oh, okay. There's a reason. Don't know about that. That's where you start. Let me see. Let me look at these faces. Who is it that I can't? You know, when everybody got their cell phones up and looking at it when they're doing a meeting.
yeah.
Yeah. When you see those emails come out, don't forget to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, wait a minute.
Someone been forgetting? What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, those are red flags.
Coco, what about you? What are some red flags? I'm sorry. What's some red flags at the workplace?
Say spoiled treats. I'm sorry.
I thought I answered that already.
Huh?
I answered already.
Oh, okay.
Okay. A red
And
flag would probably be when they ask you to work on your off days or mandatory working overtime or whatever. Anything mandatory that doesn't have to do with the initial agreement we've agreed.
yeah.
And it's a red flag because usually sometimes it's the boss' fault because he didn't manage something right. Now he has to compensate for that time. So he asks his employees to come on the off day. I worked in a warehouse before, you guys, and it was a mandatory Saturday. We only get 2 days off. They told us we had to come in on a Saturday, and it was mandatory. I had an issue with that because if I wanted extra hours, why would it not be voluntary? But it was because it was a loading place, so it's because they were backed up because of some system that went down. But we had to like do some overtime to correct that, and I felt like, you know what, I can't be having these surprises because it's already a shift that I couldn't even plan stuff throughout the week. So yeah, red flags is you start a job and they're like, it's mandatory you come in on an off day.
Okay.
That's why I like working for myself.
All right. Let's get it.
Shout out to Creditology 101.
Hey, Creditology.
Hello.
Thank you for checking out. Sorry.
Any more work red flags?
No, I think that's good. So
Okay.
the next one we get.
What about a party? Okay, y'all, we all been invited to parties and probably we never been there before. It's a friend inviting you out to another friend's house and it's like, I don't even want to go. But then when you go there, you're like,
when all eyes are on you, that's a red flag for me.
Really?
That is. If all eyes are on me, I feel as if they've been conversating about me. Especially if it's like a house party, something like that. I think I know I'm saying to be specific, if it's a house party or like a small gathering, if everybody, when I walk in that space and everybody's looking and they do whispering and they looking and they whispering, it's like, what's going on? I'm the new person being introduced to this group or to these people. Right. So y'all all know each other. Why are you whispering and talking about me? What are y'all talking about? What are you saying? What's going on? What's happening?
That's anxiety. So, I used to have that.
No, because I've been in that situation, and the next thing you know, I was trying to be led to the back room. Okay, so no, that was not anxiety. That was my intuition talking to me, telling me, "Nigga, run! Let's don't be run."
I would think I'm wearing something really, really cute if everybody looking at me. I'm just like, okay, I came in, broke it up,
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like me, okay, example, me and Miss Coco went to Greg McNeil's event, his album release party, and we came in there, everybody was looking at us. And we sat in a little table, and even when we sat down, people were still looking over because we were looking good. We had our dress on. We sit in the back. We was, you know, I felt like we came in there as,
We were
they
in
must watch. They must watch the show. They must know who we are.
yeah.
Something.
Mm-hmm,
We met a
mm-hmm,
friend there who was looking at us. She came, sat next to us. So it's not. I can see how the red flag will be initially like, oh girl, everybody looking at us. But it has to be something more. Like you said, it was whispering. Now, if they started doing that, like looking over and whispering, yeah.
Yeah.
But initially, all eyes on me. I mean, like,
mm-hmm.
why not?
I'm glad you said that, Nova, because that's what I was actually going to say. So, Mr. G, when we walked into the album release party, it was packed. It was
Mm-hmm,
quite a
mm-hmm.
few people there. I still wear my mask every day, but I'm outside of my home. And I walked in there with my mask on. So I'm like, okay, everybody looking at me because I'm the only one wearing a mask. But I'm like, do they know who we are? It felt kind of good because when I tell you, all the eyes turned to us, like we were the celebrity. So it felt kind of good, like, oh my God, like they're all looking at us. And then we got at the table, and then we're just like, oh my God, they're watching us. Like, so yeah, we started thinking like, well, maybe because we had already interviewed him, so we kind of figured like, well, maybe they knew who we were from the show. So it felt good, but just to
Good.
go to a party and whispering, no, say it out loud. What you got to say?
Yeah,
Right,
come on up.
right.
All right.
I'm approachable, you guys. You guys can come over and say hey to me if you guys see me out anywhere. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different. That's right. I said we've just framing the situation, right? So definitely, if they're looking and I'm feeling myself, I know I look good. I know I'm coming to slay. I'm coming to play. Then hey, that's one thing. But if everybody's in the small gathering, they whispering, they looking, they whispering. The next thing you know, someone comes up and introduces themselves. Like, okay, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Whatever. And then it's like, hey, we were thinking maybe you want to come to the upper room. And I was like, excuse me, do what? Do what? Why would you even presume that to be the case? What am I wearing that tells you that that's what my ministry is? Because that is not. Okay, so we need to get some things straight. But
did you bring your backdrop to the party?
I mean, it was ready to go. I don't understand. So I had the marching band for Kenya, more hair care. I mean, just ready to go. But yeah, so that in that scenario itself is just very uncomfortable for me to go to a house party now. However, the yes, in the other situation, exactly, criminology, the upper room, so just got to be ready. I was not trying to do that, not that day or any day, but yeah, I like it. I like it.
Okay. Anybody in the comments got a party red flag? What red flags do you guys look for or have witnessed in at a party? I think no chairs, no seating, like everyone's standing up, and it's dim and it's dark, like a dim party. No, like put turn the lights on, babe. What's going on? Why everybody? Either no sitting space, or it's music going, but everybody just sitting down. Like a party should be a little live, not if you walk into a party and everybody's sitting down, just having a little conversation, but the music is going, you got some good, house music going or whatever, and everybody just sitting around and you walk through and it's just like no one's having fun. Is that a red flag to y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the party sucks. So get out of there.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah.
It's a bust.
Yeah.
The DJ sucks. The
Yes.
people ain't, the people ain't in there. So, I'm going to go home.
Yeah. That's all
That's it. Yeah. Down to the next location.
I left something in the car. I'll be right back.
I don't even say that. Shit, I just turn around and walk out. That's just me. But I don't mind a non-sitting party. I'm okay with a non-sitting party. If it's a party. So
if there's
if
snacks
it's an
and a
actual
drink,
party,
I can go. But if you just come up, let's play music and it, it just no one's dancing and I'm not gonna dance by myself. I need that house.
Yeah.
jumping. Like, okay, the music go. Why y'all just standing on the wall and having y'all little drink and y'all, just clicked up with the people y'all came there with. No one's mingling. Yeah, that's time for you to
DJ
go.
just suck. You like the option
I
to
want
sit?
that. Yes. Yes. Because if I come in with my heels on, it's all standing room. I gotta go. Because eventually I'm taking heels off, and I don't know what the floors look like. I don't know if somebody else will drink. Yeah, I need the option to
just be prepared. So you don't know it. Maybe they had seating and it's full. Maybe all the seats are just taken.
No, I'm talking about all standing room. Like they probably rented out a trap house type of thing. Like
Who not a trap house?
it's hardly no, listen, hardly no furniture, and it's not whatever, nowhere to sit, and they, What about charging at the door? Is that
That's
a red
not a
flag
red
at a
flag.
point? It's not.
no.
Going to a red party? Is it a red party? I want to know. I want to know. Is it a red party? What's for the fee? Are there drinks, refreshments, all that? Because
Probably not. Right. I mean,
what party you going to? If I go to a party and paying a cover, you giving me something, I better get a crouton,
exactly.
a goddamn sip of Alizé. Somebody better be. I mean, I don't care if it's Boone's Farm on top. Somebody better give me something to drink and eat. Okay.
exactly. When I would go to a party, if you had to pay at the door, you still didn't get a drink for free. Like, no.
Yeah, that's.
Because why would they charge you at the door and they're giving you a drink? You might as well just go straight to the bar and purchase your own drink.
I agree. But some people throw rent parties and they have like food catered and they get the money back some way, and plus they figure out the math some kind of way. But if I'm paying you just to be in the house, then no, I could be at my house for free.
Yeah. So if I find out somebody
with food and drinks and refreshments,
I have to pay, don't invite me. Don't invite me.
Noted.
Don't
invite me either. Noted. Okay. Antonio will show up, but you have to have a goodie bag or something like.
That's it.
Does have that.
Let's say charging at the door does have that good time scratch and surviving feel.
Yes, it gives very much like I'm back on my rent. Let's throw a party, get people to pay so I can catch up on this rent so I don't get evicted.
I mean, I can see that. I mean, I guess now at this point in my life, I don't foresee myself going to a young person's party, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. To where they're in that situation, where they're trying to, make rent or whatever. That's why they're doing it. If I'm going to a party, especially something someone's having at their home, if they're saying, "Hey," okay, let me say this the right way. I'm not going to a house party and paying money. That's just not where I am right now in my life. That's just not what I'm doing. Yeah. I will go to an event hall or a space, a hotel, not a hotel room, but a hotel lounge or ballroom, something like that. I will go to one of those type of locations and pay to get in, entry fee to get in, because I know that I'm paying for the experience, for the food, and for the drinks. Now, if someone's having the people in my circle, the people in my community, again, at this stage in my life, if they're having an event at their home, it's what can I bring? It's my question. What would you need anything? Can I bring anything to help out? And most of the times it's, oh no, you don't have to bring anything, but I'm sure showing up with something anyway, because I'm Black and I'm Southern. That's just how we were raised, right? Mm-hmm. We that's, you don't come to nobody's house empty-handed. So I'm coming with a bottle, whether it be wine, whether it be, dark or white liquor, depending on who the person is, some candy, cook, whatever that person likes, I'm bringing it to that home as such. So that's why, I guess when I think about that, I've removed myself from that frame of thought, so to speak. But for the conversation's point, or from conversation's sake, I definitely can see how, if I'm coming to my house and they charging me to come into the house, they probably going through some shit that they need to figure out on their own. I don't need to be there.
But I think
a party isn't it. That's not how you make your comeback.
Yeah.
If they label it rent party, You're giving people options. You know, we know it's because of rent. I think when you don't label it and you just charge at the door with refreshments, then it's like I have to guess why you need this money for us to come to your house and eat some stuff. And you could have just said, everybody bring some stuff. Like Antonio was saying, brings, you know.
I don't think that anyone is having rent parties.
Not even rent. Okay, now I'm just using rent party as one example. But there maybe someone passed and need help with the funeral, so they throw a little party to get people to come over, donate. Maybe it's a little charitable event or something like that, and they just like, how can I get people to participate? Maybe I have them come over and we just, you know, have a game night or something, or just have something. Label it what it is. Don't just say it's a party and it's a cover charge, because you're not at a club, it's not a facility. You didn't rent this place out. You live here. And you're charging me to get in your door when I come over. I came over yesterday for free. Now I'm coming, and because you have chips and a few drinks, I have to pay you to get in. What's going on? What's going on with your life?
Right.
You know, because if I know you're behind your rent, and I'm coming over there, I'm gonna, you know. Nobody coming if they see
nobody coming if they say it's a rent party, because what that got to do with me, right? I don't live here, so I'm just saying. Come on, crediology. I would say this. I would say this to put a little period on my piece of the topic. Is this? Do I doubt there are rent parties happening? No, I don't doubt that there are rent parties happening. I just believe that's something that I would have participated in maybe in my 20s. Definitely not something I participate now in my, you know, okay. In these later years of my life, that's not where I am right now. So, and I'll just say this last thing real quick is that I was watching The Breakfast Club, and Nia Long was on there, and it was an old. I'm just saying, right? And it was an episode where she was one of the guests, and she said, "You know what I've learned now that I am 50, over 50," and she says, "I can say and do what the fuck I want. It's because I've experienced enough to be able to make informed decisions about who I am." And I love that. I love that. So when I sit and I say, doesn't mean that I think I'm better than anybody or anything of that nature, but now in this space, in this time of my life, I'm not paying to come in your damn apartment, your house, for you help you make your rent. I'm not coming. So don't invite me. It's nothing against you. You do you, boo, but I won't be there. Now, if we having a little event over at the Hilton, or, you know, over at the, you know, at one of the restaurants or clubs, it's a bar room and there's a cover charge for it, and I want to participate because I understand the experience that I'm going to gain from that, then I'll pay for that. Yeah. So that's how that's me. That's why.
Yeah.
I just don't see people having house parties anymore that's charging at the door. But shout out to Creditology 101 LLC again for checking in. To learn more about Creditology, go back to season 1. Episode 6.
I want to say 6 too. I believe it's 6. Yeah.
And check out Daphne with Creditology.
Yes.
Follow on Facebook. She has some very, very funny posts on Facebook. Cracks me up all the time. And I'm a brand ambassador too, you guys. So if you follow me on Instagram on Clover Nova Notes, you guys will see it's pinned to the top of my Instagram to learn more about how to fix your credit yourself instead of being charged by these third-party people who are going to do the same thing you could do yourself. You know, hit me up. I can send you some info. So shout out to Creditology. She said at this point in life, there's 2. Wait, it went away. What happened? There's 2 places I ain't going with, folks. Backwards and forth. I'm not.
Come on, Liz.
I'm not going to go back and forth. Right. Exactly.
There it is.
Yes. Okay. Those are all the ones we came up with for our scenario.
Let's get the box, baby. Let's get the box and see what we got. Okay, question of the day.
Okay, question of the day. Listen, you guys, in the comments, after you guys subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, Answer this question in the comments right now. What is the most common red flag to avoid in a relationship? This is without a question of a doubt. If this other person do this, say this, whatever, get out. I want to know you guys' answers in the comments. And the next show, we will definitely see who we felt was the best one, the best red flag in a relationship. The immediately get out. Okay, red flag. Okay. Comment below, please. Thank you guys. And before I open the box, what we're going to do for season 2, we're going to start doing for season 2. No problem.
Absolutely, Radiology.
What we're going to do from here on out, every first Monday of the month, we are going to do birthdays. Dang.
That's right. They ain't got no money for nothing.
Right. If you're throwing rent parties,
Yeah.
don't worry about it, baby. You probably need to come and fix your credit. So you want that for these parties. It's, you know. So yeah, so the month of February, we need you guys' birthdays before February 1st or before the first Monday in February. Every month, at every end of the month, we're going to do the birthdays. So submit your birthdays, and then every first Monday of the month, we're going to announce celebrity birthdays, and we're going to include the charms birthdays. So that's you guys. So comment your February birthdays below, and next Monday we will definitely shout out your birthday and let everybody know that it's your birthday. Then you can put your hashtag, your Cash App, whatever, and then see if you can come up with some birthday change. May have somebody feeling generous or whatever. Okay. So
February 14th, and I got something special for you.
Who?
If someone's birthday is February 14th, we have something special for them.
If you
we need documentation. I need documentation. I need proof.
Absolutely.
Okay. So y'all hear first here on KNN. If your birthday is February 14th,
we got something for you.
Comment that birthday in the comments, and Mrs. Coco herself personally will reach out to you and have a surprise for you. Okay, you guys. My favorite part of the show, but most of my anxiety of the show comes in is this comment box, because the note box, because there are several pieces of topics that we bring up, and I want to pick one out. I'm just gonna swish around so y'all can see. I'm picking out a topic. I don't know what it's gonna be, but if you guys have topics, also put hashtag and whatever the topic is in the comments below, and we will add it to the box. Hashtag topic, okay? And then we will put it in the comment box with your name and everything. So your topic may get pulled on any given show. So you have to tune in to see what the comment's going to be.
There it is.
Okay, so this says, what makes life worth it for you? I think I know who wrote this too. What makes life worth it for you?
Mr. G?
Okay. Let's see. What makes life worth
it for you? I think this
life
came from Marcel.
Because don't be calling the people out. It's supposed to be anonymously. But I believe, for me, what makes life worth it for me, it would have to be.
Oh, he won't see this show anyway, so she can.
I was going to say that, but I left it out. But
I think it would have to be my relationships. And I would say relationships overall. So that is friendships, marriages, my kids, all those relationships are what makes it worth it for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think when you surround yourself with good people, you have a good life. You have people that you can talk to in time of, It's interesting. What about you, Mrs. Coco? What makes life worth it for you? I already know, but go ahead and say it anyway.
What you want, friend? Go ahead.
It's Granny and little Chloe and Keith and hubby.
There you have it, folks. You heard it first on KNN. Okay, Mr. G, what you? Yeah.
For me, and I think all of us can agree with this.
Don't
I
know
think
me by now. Jesus. You will never know me.
okay. So I think what makes life worth it for me is the signs of God's messages and gifts and miracles and everything. I think that's what make life worth it for me. Because there was a time I've talked about this before. there was a time there was a time when my faith was wavered. You guys, there was a long stretch of
Mm.
period when I questioned everything about life. And when I've learned to not question it, I receive the answers to the questions. So I think life for me is just paying attention to where the universe is moving you. Because when you pay attention to it and it moves you, and you get that good news or that good vibe or that good feeling, then to me that's what life is about. It's not going against the grain.
Hmm.
It's going with the current, path of your life. So yeah, to
Okay, with the
me,
current. All right.
yeah, that's what makes life um, worth it for me. You know. Because of that, I have a better relationship with my mom. I have a better connection with my cousin and my best friend. I have peace. I
Don't get me started now, Jimmy.
uh,
Just saying.
creditology. You don't want to do that. We don't
Saying.
harmonize well.
Yes, we do. Ooh, come on, jump in, find your note. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on, let's find. Come on, get them on. Let's
All he
get it.
doing is how you gonna harmonize with himself.
I'm trying to help y'all out. I'm giving you your note. This is your
Okay,
note.
what's your
Follow
note?
the note.
If he goes,
Ooh,
and I go, ooh, you will go.
I can only do an 8 count now. I'm usually come quicker than that now. Shit.
Okay, let's do it again.
Oh, fucking fuck.
Oh,
I didn't
Sorry.
even hear you, so you was just like,
yeah.
Creditology. Look what you have started.
I'm trying to
we're
get
gonna
it.
open
Oh
the
my
show like
God.
that next Monday, y'all. We're gonna come on the show.
Yeah.
As soon as the intro go off, we're gonna go.
House of everything.
Thank you all for coming in. No. Be like one of those old commercials back in the day when they started ding on the radio. Do you hear the doo
I was gonna say the
doo?
Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. And they go,
Hello.
hello.
Right. Come on, Racklow. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So that concludes the. Oh, I gotta put that back up. That concludes the show, you guys. Make sure you comment your birthdays below. Share this live, you guys. Share the live. We would be interested in seeing your family and friends' opinions about red flags, about what makes what makes it worth it for them in life. What are the most common red flags to avoid in relationships, and all the topics. We want to see you guys in the comments, so we have to share. We have to share
It's
the
important.
live. Share the broadcast. And no matter if it's not live enough, if you're watching this 2 years from now, comment below. We still read the comments. We try to get to everybody's comments. Okay?
Thank you. I'm like first tenor, second alto. I appreciate it. That's
Oh,
that full voice. Thank you. I appreciate it.
soprano over here. We have Coco on the bass. Mint. I'm just saying. Coco is a really good singer. She just be playing with us. I don't know why she won't hit them real notes, honey.
What you want to say? Give it to the people real quick. What you want me to say?
I get so weak in the knees.
Order my
I
steps.
will
Let's
be
get it.
after you say. Oh, not order.
No, just...
I gotta.
Give us some Stevie. Give us some Stevie. Give us some Stevie Ribbon and Scott. Let's get it.
Oh, same.
No, not Ribbon and Scott.
That was one of my wedding songs, so it's gonna take me back to the memory of me being late. So
Let me get
Okay.
the wrapping of the
We don't
show
want that
video
part.
just in case, y'all.
Um,
If she click out, it's because our phone died. Go ahead, go.
A raven in the sky full of love. Yay! Like
Oh, okay, all right.
Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless and good
that
night.
part.
Thank you.
This is a stat production, baby.